Hey, this is Saucy J at Keep It Simple TV, back with another Real Housewives of Potomac Season 6, Episode 14, Recap and Review. This episode is called Tossing Salads. Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Before we get into my recap and review of the Real Housewives of Potomac, I need you to do 4 things for me. Hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Please do so. I know you're watching. Please hit the notification button so you can be made aware of all my new content. And please hit the thumbs up button. That helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Gets me out there in the YouTube universe and get more people, I can get exposed to more people so I can build up my subscriptions. And most importantly, leave me a comment. Let me know you're out there, good, bad, or indifferent. It makes me happy. Anyway, so let's get into it. I know I've been, me, I'm missing in action, but I'm really watching the episodes, I should say, and I just enjoy it. And then the next thing you know, life happens and I don't get a chance to film, and the next episode is coming. But I had to do this one. I had to just stop everything and do this one because I really don't like what's going on out there in the YouTube universe and Twitter and Instagram. The vitriol that Candiace is going through is just really crazy. And yes, I can't, I'm not really a fan of no one on the show, but I don't think that Candiace is as bad as everybody making her out to be. And I really feel bad for Candiace. And it's obvious that she hasn't learned her lesson per se. I'm not one of those ones that feel like, oh, Monique needs to come back on the show and pop her and all that stuff. No, I'm not for that kind of violence at all. And I really still think Monique was the bad actor in that event. However, I feel like Candiace, by now you should know that you have a target on your back. And it's like, I know she watched one of my videos before, but because she actually took what I said and said it at the reunion on one of my shows, on one of my videos, and verbatim, but she left off the last comment, the last part of it. Because I had said, I wish she would ask Monique, hey, did I steal your man? Did I take your money? Did I do anything to your kids? That's what I look at in terms of violation. Other than that, everything else is like, if we're not friends anymore, we're not friends anymore. It doesn't mean that you should get to hit me. So we're not going to go back to that. So anyway, one time I had said that I didn't think Candiace was all that smart. And someone sent me a message saying, why do you think that? Well, here's why. Okay? You have let Mia take you out of character. And what I have found out is on these YouTube streets that supposedly Mia has been working with Monique to take you down, and you rose to the bait. And it's so easy for me to sit here in my armchair and be an armchair coach and say, girl, you shouldn't have done that. You guys are filming a long time. Who knows all the other slick stuff that Mia said to you, and you're trying to figure out, like, damn, I was feeling sorry for you. Like you said, I was nice to you. And this is how you treat me. I invite you on my video shoot. I included you on my video shoot out of courtesy. Your ass really didn't have to be there. All you had to do was go to the video shoot, stand there, look pretty. If you didn't want to do that, or you got to the video shoot and you didn't like what's going on, leave. That's how I would have been. And yeah, you're right. It's low budget. You're right. I'm just starting out. Yep, you're right. But by the time you are, and if anybody knows anything about when people film videos or fashion shoots and stuff like that, they are shot in horrible locations. But by the time they get through editing and adding, using filters and Photoshop, that stuff looks like $1 million. So what do you care if she was saying it was low budget? You're right, you low budget. Now, if you're trying to say I'm low budget, yeah, okay, we might have a little problem. And that's probably where Candiace was really going with this. Like, yeah, so what? It's low budget. But anyway, that's how I would have played it. Like, yeah, you're right, it's low budget. But now, if you try to say, I'm low budget, we're going to have a problem. I don't know if it'll raise to that level. It depends, frankly speaking, on what time of the month it is. But anyway, no, I didn't say that. But, yeah, it probably depends on how I feel that day. And what people are not taking into account is they had been drinking. They came in the door doing shots. And Mia started going in on Candiace from jump. And she came in there with a stank attitude anyway. Her and Gordon expected to have people come out and get their luggage and all this. We're in a pandemic. She just rented a house. Yeah, they're not going to have that type of service, especially when they were filming. Things were still shut down. It's like, really? These people, and I think it's going to come to turn out just like we found out with Erica Giraldi and Tom Giraldi on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that I don't think Gordon and Mia have all that money that, they talking about. But that's just me. I'm putting it out there. I don't think they're all that, because they just act too brand new. Like, really? Did you really expect to have that? And this Real Housewives of Potomac, they're not that crew. Now, Beverly Hills, yeah. New York, yeah. But, Real Housewives of Potomac, they're so tacky and low class and talking about low budget. I mean, their clothes are just horrible, except for Escala. Thank goodness for Escala. She is bringing the fashions, and maybe her if they keep her on the show, and I hope they do. Supposedly, I heard that Escala is supposed to be Candiace's replacement. That's what I heard, folks. So, I don't know. But anyway, and it looks at this point, it may be happening, because there's an all-out assault against Candiace on Twitter, on Instagram, probably on Facebook, if anybody still uses that. But definitely on Twitter and Instagram, she is under assault. So anyway, we get back to where we left off. Where I didn't do the review, but anywho, we're gonna do this one. So, what's her name? Let me start here. What's her name? Mia, because I can't stand her. Handsome Mia. See, Candiace, that was a good one. You should have just kept telling her handsome with your big feet and all that good stuff, because that was making her real emotional, because this girl has had every type of plastic surgery she can have, and she's still insecure about how she looks. And she's got the bag. She got the money with the money. She got the man with the money, right? But you were still able to get under her skin. So, after, Candiace got it together, next Mia, what did she do? What do all women do? You got to call up your good girlfriend, or you can say, yeah, I'm with these broke bitches, blah, blah, blah. And so, Scala, and Candiace like, who's broke? What? So, right away, Candiace talking about Gordon, come get your hoe and all this stuff. And this makes for good TV, but really, Candiace, to include the husband, that was, not right. But I know you at war, so you going for the jugular, as you should. So they go back and forth, and I think that's when Candiace says, your mama is a broke bitch. So, which she said before. But I feel like if that's all you got, that's all you got. And that's why I say I don't know if Candiace is really a good reader. She's vicious. She could say some stuff that'll really hurt you, but she's not a good reader. Because if you're a good reader, somebody telling you low budget, you should be able to just say, yeah, you're right. It was low budget, but I'm not low budget. Now, me and you gonna have a problem, and I see you for what you are. You was a stripper in the club, and we all know you was on the stroll, and you got this old man, that is taking care of you, and that's that. I didn't have to do that. I was born into money. my mother had money, my father had money. I didn't have to do that. Not, passing judgment, but, you want to talk about somebody being a broke bitch, look in the mirror. That's how you do that. And keep it moving. And pay her dust. Don't talk to her. Act like she is, dust on the floor or something. Like, just pay her dust and keep it moving. But no, Candiace, you got emotional. We know you're emotional. I still think you're still going through what happened between you and Monique. Giselle is right about that. You haven't let it go, and I don't expect you should let it go. I'm not like Giselle telling you, look at her. Shoot, she's one to talk. She had to be institutionalized from what happened to her between Jamal Bryant. She, when Cameron was talking about Sing and all that stuff, supposedly she was, I'm just going to say supposedly, allegedly, I don't know, but it has been gossip that, she may have had to get real mental health dealing with Jamal Bryant. That's why I don't see how anybody could go to that man's church. But I don't know. I wasn't there. Allegedly, it's just my opinion. Because you don't want to be sued. Nobody wants to be sued for the little bit that I do have. But anyway, so allegedly. So I feel like, if you've been there to a point where somebody has made you unhinged, you should really just shut the fuck up, really. So they're, she's, what's her name? Candiace is stuck on your mama's a bitch. Your mama's a broke bitch and all this other stuff. And you a hoe. Your husband is a pimp. and so Mia is just like, woo, she wasn't ready for it. But see, that's why you should never strike somebody if you're not ready for the response. So Karen is like trying to, on the slide, give Candiace good advice, but Candiace is in a zone. She's not ready to receive it. She's still hurt. She's probably still fighting the battles with Monique and Ashley from, 2 years ago, last year, whatever. So, she's like, nah, I'm not going to feel sorry about it. I'm not taking it back and all this stuff. And I know how that is to get that upset, to get that mad. So I'm thinking some other things were said and were left on the cutting room floor, because basically Candiace went from 0 to 100 and was just like on Mia's neck. So, and Mia is stunned, So Mia throws us, I think, Candiace threw 2 pieces of lettuce. That's where you made your first mistake. Like, girl, why are we back to you throwing stuff? You threw the butter knife at Ashley. I didn't think that was nothing, because I was like, why did you pick up that butter? But in the whole scheme of things, I still was like, had your back. Then you picked up 2 pieces of lettuce. Like, girl, if you're going to throw some lettuce, throw the lettuce, because you didn't already messed up. Because now everybody's like, ooh, there she goes. She's being violent. So Mia, with her big hands, she was able to grab the whole damn bowl and throw it at you. Now you upset. You got the little person's Napoleon complex, and you're just going bananas in the kitchen for no reason. It's like, girl, just let that big cow go. Just let her go with her husband, with her old ass husband. It's like, she is a liar. Like, why are you buying into this? So Karen, is trying to tell Candiace, hey, look, when you find out what really is going on with Mia's mother, you're going to wish you hadn't said that, And so Candiace is like, no, I'm not, and I wouldn't either. It's like, so, like, what? She don't know my story. Why I got to know her story? She don't know my story. She's telling me I'm low budget and all this other stuff. I didn't done nothing but be nice to her. Mia says, who fucking cares if you was nice to me? Oh, who fucking cares? Okay, well, your mama's a broke bitch. And thank God, I wasn't there. I might have said your mama's a drug addict. Who knows? I just might have lost it like that. When somebody tell you, after you say, look, I've been nice. I've been looking out for you. And this is how you treat me? It's like, fuck you? Okay, well, fuck you too. And at this point, I'm going for the jugular, right? But I'm not going to hit you. But, I probably will get in, will hurt your feelings and not care. Because at that moment, we're at war. and everything's optional. So Candiace cannot be calmed down. She can't be consoled. She's crying like crazy, which also got people pissed off in the streets. And I'm getting sick of that because I had to unsubscribe to this one channel that I really like, Kempire. And I hope he sees this because, you know, and he's a gay guy. And I'm so tired of these black gay men talking about, you know, black women crying, like, because Candiace is a crier. Yes, there are some black women that cry. And why can't we cry? Why other groups of people can cry, but black women, we can't cry? Oh, girl, but you all and all this crying. So fucking what? If she's a crier, she's a crier. If she want to cry, cry. Let her cry. I don't care. I'm so tired of people telling black women that we can't cry, that we can't show femininity, that we cannot be soft and emotional like other women. White women have launched wars with their tears. War. Their men be like, what? You cry, what? And they could, and we know they be is wrong, sometimes not all the time, but it's two left shoes, but they men go to war. We cry, it's like, oh, shut up. Stop. You looking weak. You look. And this is why people don't see us as female. This is why people see us as subhuman. And nobody respects our tears. They'll tell pregnant black women that, oh, you don't really feel that pain. This is why so many black women are dying now in childbirth, because with all the great technology, there are record numbers of women, black women dying before they have the children, during, while giving birth and after, because nobody is listening to them. And part of this is this culture of where black women cannot cry and cannot be emotional and sometimes be hysterical and be what it is to be woman, period. So anyway, I was done with him. I'm so tired of these people telling me that as a black woman you can't cry. You know, fuck them all to hell, whatever. So Mia is ready to go. Good. Bitch, leave. I don't like Mia, but now everybody likes her. Candiace, you've given her her second season. She went around, she picked at Giselle, didn't work. She picked at Wendy, didn't work. I think she even picked at Robin, didn't work. And then she landed on you. And the only reason why she didn't get at Ashley, because Ashley hasn't been there. But she landed on you. And then, like I said before, I don't know if I said it before, supposedly word on the street is that Mia has been working with Monique to take Candiace down. Monique is still an evil bitch, still mad that she's not on the show. That's her fault. It wasn't Candiace's fault. Because the person that Monique should have attacked should have been Giselle. She didn't do it. Oh well, so said Giselle finally got you off the show. Giselle didn't like you from day one. It took her some time to get you off the show, but you're off. Now the target is on Candiace. Now everywhere Giselle is saying Candiace's mouth is garbage. She's trash. Girl, nobody's mouth is more garbage and filthy than you. I would be embarrassed to be your daughter, quite frankly. I know your daughters are embarrassed of you. And I could tell that one, she kind of snaps at you a little bit. Grace. Anyway, so Karen, tells Candiace, you might not want to talk about Mia's mother because she's a recovering addict. Candiace is like, so what? I don't care, and I'm with Candiace. Mia comes back in. She tries to explain that her mother's, you can't talk to me like that. You can't talk about my mother because, but you just said F you, when Candiace was like, I was looking out for you. Who fucking cares? Okay, well, your mother is a broke bitch. She's lucky because I would have said she's a drug addict bitch. Dre and Chris and Eddie were outside. Chris comes in. People like, you better get your wife. And Candiace like, oh Lord, I'm gonna get cursed out. He takes her outside, and pretty much tells her, he gives her good information. He's trying to give her strategy because Chris wants to stay on the show. I think Chris sees that the writing is on the wall for Candiace. They were just waiting for a moment to be able to say, well, she's not a fit. So we'll see, because the fans are really pushing for Candiace to get off the show. Karen gave the speech to Mia that she should have been giving to Candiace. Karen tells Mia, never let somebody pull you out of character. What character? Mia has no character. She's been proven a liar. She you know, she's a person of her circumstance. So anyway, and then Wendy comes in there, and I'm looking at Wendy like, girl, really, just a couple of episodes ago, you were going off on Mia. You were ripping Mia apart. Now all of a sudden you want to give her, yeah, girl, don't let nobody ever pull you out of yourself, and you're right to feel the way that you feel. I'm like, Wendy, what about your girl Candiace? Okay, so something is going on, and I knew it last year when I could tell that Wendy is she's two-faced, and I think I even said it in my reviews last year or at the tail end, the reunion, that Wendy wasn't your friend. And she's definitely like, Candiace, you don't have no friends on this show. And I'm not a fan of Candiace. I don't want anybody to think that. I'm not a fan of anyone. In fact, I think my favorite housewife on the show at first was Robin. I thought Robin was really cool. But Robin this season has shown me that she can't think outside of Giselle. And I you know, she has no empathy or sympathy for you. So you shouldn't even be trying to be friends with Robin. So Chris, you know, I don't think he cursed her out. He gave her the good speech, but Candiace wasn't ready to receive it. Candiace was still in her feelings. I think Candiace has forgotten all of her psychological help that she got that was, you know, telling her how to act. I think for Candiace, it was on and popping with Mia. And I think it was more, it wasn't even really about the video. It was just, why is she getting picked on again? Why her? But like you said, and like Chris pointed out to you, she was picking on everybody. So why do you care? And when it came around to you, you should have known, because you already saw what she did to Giselle, to Wendy, to even Robin. You should have known, oh, it's my turn now. Okay, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not going to give you that energy. And I'm going to keep it moving. But she didn't do that. Let's see. We have to go through Mia crying her no tears. I don't think one tear, maybe one tear dropped out of her eye. And for somebody that's so worried about her mother having a relapse, I think after you put all your mother's business out on the show, that would cause your mother have a relapse more than Candiace saying your mother's a broke bitch. You basically keep saying how your mother abandoned you. How you don't talk about your father as much as you talk about your mother. About how your mother lives with your sister and takes care of her kids, but it's hard to get her to take after your kids. It's like you're the one crapping on your mother, but you want to say that you want Candiace to meet you outside as she talk about your mother again. When really it was more like what Candiace did, it was like your mama jokes. I mean, what's his name? Nick Cannon, who I hated when MTV set up that show called Your Mama. I forget the full title, but it was based on what, black people do. You know, low end, low, you know, go, you know, where they do your mama jokes, or you talk about each other's mother and see who could get the best reads. That's all that was. It wasn't like she really felt that way. But Ascala comes in with the save, and I like Ascala. I like the way Ascala dressed. I like the way, and unfortunately, Candiace, I think I said this before, this is supposed to be your replacement. So, and she might bring up the fashions for everybody, because she likes to dress. Some other people don't. So Ascala brings up to Mia all the time, like, you know, why you always got to bring up money? You know, like, you think that when you said low budget, did you stop and think how that affected Candiace when you did that? And me, I would have been like, and then you called us all broke bitches. Like, where'd that come from? Like, why I gotta be a broke bitch? You know, and, but she didn't. But she just was still being nice, because I think everybody's seeing the tide flowing that it's Candiace is gonna be on the out. She's the one that's gonna be like put in position to get off the show. So a scholar, she's trying to get on, so she's nicely putting it out there. Well, hey, you know, you kind of like started it with the whole low budget stuff. And Mia brings up about how, yeah, I've been where Candiace at. You know, when I started my business, what business, Mia? You didn't start no damn business. Gordon had all of that. G had all of that. You married a man with money who already had chiropractic franchises. What did you do? Nothing. But I know karma is coming for you, and we're going to see, just like we saw with Erica Girardi and Tom Girardi of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. All that stuff you and G got, I don't know, might not be too solid. Just like we found out with Teresa and Joe Giudice, I don't know how to pronounce it, Joe Giudice, from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Their stuff was fake. He ended up in jail because they was doing that loan fraud, robbing Peter to pay Paul. I never forget when I first saw the Real Housewives of New Jersey and Teresa came on there. She whipped out $100,000 in cash, bought all this furniture, and me and my coworker were like, the next day was like, girl, did you see that? Like, oh my God. I'm like, where'd they get all that money from? I'm like, he building houses like that? No, he wasn't. It was all smoke and mirrors. So anyway, Mia always putting it out there that she's a boss bitch and all that. She now makes $450,000 a year. Okay, Mia, that's not no real money, but whatever. Okay, you make 400, and once again, you did what a scholar asked you not to do. Like, why you always got to talk about money? So anyway, keep digging, Mia, keep digging. Chris brings up, and the one point that Chris brought up that I thought Candiace didn't really address was that by her over the top reaction to what Mia said, it really shows her as being insecure. And I don't think it's insecure about what she did. I think she still feels insecure about how Monique attacked her and how the fans of the show attacked her. And like pretty much says she deserved to be beat up. So I think that's what she's dealing with. So after they're all doing this, later on, we see G and, so the guys the girls convinced Mia to stay. G was like, he was going to do whatever Mia wanted to do anyway. So if she wants to stay, we stay. If she wants to leave, we leave. Just like any good husband should. So they're staying. So G and Mia's downstairs talking to Karen. And then all of a sudden, G starts licking his tongue out. It wasn't even attractive the way he was flicking his tongue at Karen. And Karen's like, I would have been like Karen too, like, what? She's like, you better be glad Ray's out here, whatever. Because, Gordon had already said before he liked Karen. He thought Karen was attractive. So, they start some kind of way they get back on the fact that, Candiace keeps bringing up that Gordon got girl Mia from the strip club or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I used to go to this strip club where Mia was a waitress. Then she started dancing. This is their story. It does not make sense. So you kept going there, and you've seen her as a waitress. Then you see her up on the stage. Then you're paying her $10,000 for 2 hours just to talk. Yeah, right. Anyway, I got some land on Mars for you. She did more for that $10,000 for 2 hours. And so he figured out, well, it's better to marry her than to waste all this money. Okay, so that's their story, and they're sticking to it. Chris cleans up the kitchen, which I thought was cute. And Ashley happens to come in, and Chris, because he wants to stay on the show, he's really showing that at his wife's expense, he wants to stay on the show. Because, Chris don't have no job. He's not working. They need that check. They need that Bravo check. So he tells Ashley, he kind of tries to be nice to Ashley, to tell her, hey, pregnancy looks good on you, even though what I've been through with your husband and all this other stuff. I still follow you on Instagram and stuff. You know, no hard feelings, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, Ashley has to be the messy, be that she is. I don't want to keep cursing, but anyway. And she goes, yeah, well, thank you so much for that. But, your wife, she can't be like that, blah, blah, blah. He lets that slide. So, Ashley she really hates Candiace at this point. It's not even, they can never be friends. So we see Mia and her tramp stamp. That's the tattoo at the base of your back, right above your butt crack. They call that the tramp stamp. And she got one. It figures. Bending over to pick up her luggage because everybody's now they're going to get ready to get dressed to go out to the restaurant. Ashley calls Michael, and of course he doesn't answer. Are we surprised? Nope. He's probably in the club with whoever he really wants to be with, and she thinks she's slick by leaving the kids there with him. Those babies are being watched by the nanny. The evil bandits, the green-eyed bandits show up. Giselle has a broken foot. Robin tells all and sundry that she is on her period. And, Chris helps Giselle up the steps with her luggage. I thought that was nice. A very awkward scene that I hated. Candiace jumps on Robin and wraps her legs around Robin and makes Robin pick her up. I'm like, Candiace, you're a grown woman. Like, why are you doing that? And see, when you do this is what makes people think they can talk to you like a child, because you're in this moment, you're looking stupid. It was very awkward. I'm like, man. And so Robin's like, man, you're really tiny. Oh my God, you're lighter than my son, because she is. And that's why Monique picked on her to beat up, because she was no match. And she was like in 6-inch stiletto heels. It was nothing, and she had been drinking all day, so it was nothing that Candiace could have done in that moment with Monique. But anyway, so Robin picks her up. They play around because, Robin is always playing with Candiace. And Candiace think, by doing this, she can get on their good side. No. You're wasting your time, Candiace. So anyway, she tries to go in the room. So Robin and what's her name, Giselle, end up with the bad room, the horrible room where they put the kids. So they're in the room with the twin beds. Well, they were the last ones to show up, and we all know they got that call from production saying, hey, if you don't show up, you don't get paid. So that's why they came, because they really did not want to go to Wendy's trip. They really are at odds with Wendy, and had Candiace played it right, she could have left it right there with Wendy and let Wendy do battle with Robin, Giselle, and Mia. She could have left it and just paid Ashley dust. Just say, go talk to your predator husband, go check up on your predator husband, and leave it at that. But she didn't. So Candiace goes in, she's trying to tell them what happened. Unbeknownst to Candiace, what's her name, Messy Ashley already beat her to the punch, beat her to the quick, and told Giselle and Robin what happened. Ashley's version. And we know they didn't get the truth. But it doesn't really matter, because Robin and Giselle really don't like Candiace no way. So now they're able to say, well, she hasn't learned her lesson. And that's all Robin kept saying. And I just wanted to reach through the TV screen and just shake Robin like, come on, Robin. I thought you were more fair than Giselle. But Robin needs that check as well. So if the thing is to take down Candiace, that's what they're going to do. So Candiace is like, well, she threw lettuce. I threw 2 pieces of lettuce. You shouldn't have thrown anything, because they got on you about that before. So anyway, so they're like, and that's what Giselle points out, you were wrong. You were wrong to talk about her mother, because now they're going to weaponize this whole, you shouldn't talk about nobody's mother. And like Candiace said, people talk about my mother. No, we don't. No, yes, you do. You talk about her mother in a roundabout way. You might not say Dorothy's a broke bee, but you talk about her mother on the slide. But now Candiace and everybody else they're gonna weaponize, that your mama, even though there was a whole show on MTV and no black person ever fought to get that show removed. And it was called Your Mama. So, but they're going to weaponize that against Candiace. And so, Candiace is going back and forth with them about it, but Giselle is treating her like she's her, like Candiace is her daughter, and like, no, what you did is wrong. Nothing Mia did was wrong. Nothing she said to you was wrong. You just should have taken it. You just should have shut up and been quiet. Like, why? This woman is coming to my video shoot, being disruptive, and then saying it's low budget. Why? And I'm not supposed to respond. I'm with you, Candiace, on that, but it's how you respond. So Wendy comes in, greets Robin and Giselle, and was saying, oh, I'm happy you finally came. Giselle wants to know where was the bathroom. Wendy's like, I don't know. Wendy's like, you get in where you fit in. Like, I don't know. It's one downstairs. And no, I'm loving the way Wendy's treating Giselle. I'm loving it. Keep your foot on Giselle's neck. She was trying to destroy your marriage on a rumor that she said she didn't believe in, but every 2 seconds she's throwing it up in your face. So yeah. Ashley says that Giselle and Robin can use her bathroom. Robin starts to look for hotels because she's like, oh no, we can't. I'm not staying here. And that's, yeah, you're a grown-ass woman. Yeah, figure it out. They all get ready to go to dinner. Robin, I don't know what's going on with that stupid headband. I know headbands are the style now, but that one with your non-hairstyle looks stupid. But you are in your period, and sometimes when it's that time of the month, you don't really feel like putting in the effort. But I guess it's been a period every time they film for you because you have not been dressing at all. Maybe when, I think, was it Mia's party you look nice? That's something when you have to think back with all the episodes. We're on episode 14, and 1 out of 14 episodes, you actually look decent. I don't know. Then Mia comes in. So Wendy is dressed in a romper. Okay, we understand. Wendy is dressed in a romper. I'm like, okay, yes, Wendy, yes, you got a new body, but some things you need to leave at the store. That's just me. But her and Eddie supposedly like to dress alike. I don't understand these women. They wear these heels and they are so ungraceful in these high heels. It's like, really, like, how come you don't know how to walk? And if you don't know how to walk in these high heels, don't wear them. You look stupid. But anyway, I'm not on TV, so whatever. What do I know? I'm trying to hurry this up. And now my alarm is going off. Let's see. Oh, we get to the good part again. They go out to dinner. Ashley is being messy once again. She tries to set up Giselle with some guys next to the table, and they were just looking to see what was going on. People know that this is one of the Real Housewives, but Giselle didn't rise to the bait. She looked over and said they were cute. They were, but she's not interested. And later on, we're gonna find out they weren't really interested. They was just having a good time, and as it turns out, well, do I want to get to that point? Oh yeah, but now they're having fun, and the drinks are pouring. Drinks are coming around. The 4 white guys at the table to their right sent them over a whole bunch of shots. They were already kind of drunk, and so everybody's having a good time, laughing, ordering food. The wives, unbeknownst to everyone, there were 4 white women on the other side of their table, and they're like, hey, what about us? Where's our drinks? Turns out those were those guys' wives. I thought that was cute. I love the way Wendy handled that situation with class. She told the waitress, even though she was calling for the waiter. No, I was like, what's she calling for the waiter when they are being served by a waitress? She Eddie corrects her. It was a waitress, whatever. She says, waitress, or give them whatever they want to drink, give it to them, blah, blah, blah. I thought that was cute how she handled it. Karen just looked stupid. She looked stupid and old, going over there talking to them white men. Girl, they don't want you. They don't even want to be bothered with you. They may want to talk to Giselle, but they definitely don't want to talk to you. And just Karen just doing too much. So now we get into, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to, well, anyway, I think I can push through this. So now we get into Ashley bringing up, starting up mess again, but everybody lets Ashley get away with it. And Ashley, has a conversation with Chris, and they're going back and forth. And I think Chris said, I never had a problem with you or your husband, but when your husband starts talking about me. Anyway, long story short, she said some stuff that was really slick and nasty. And, I felt like Candiace should have just kept eating those oysters, keeping her mouth full so she wouldn't say anything. But no, it did get to a head. Ashley finally was able to get through. And what we have to admit or remember is that they're sitting there, like Chris said in a gossip column, they were there at that restaurant. I think they were filming all day, like 8 hours, and drinking. So by that point, it's like people, you may want to act one way, but you can't because you're drunk by that point. So once again, Candiace takes the bait. She defends herself, and they're going at it. Chris pissed me the hell off, and this is too long, but Chris pissed me the hell off. If I was Candiace, I'd be looking for a way to divorce his ass, because Chris should not have gotten in the way between you getting into Ashley's ass. He should have shut up. He should have let you get your row out. And then after, when you get home, back in the room, say, hey, I'm going to tell you for the last time, stop taking the bait. Instead, what does he do? He grabs on her. It looked violent. It looked like he was, because he's like trying to pull her. And a lot of that is because Candiace, once again, is very short and she's tiny. And he's grabbing at her. He's making her look worse than what it is. Now everybody thinks she's a child. Like, you're going to grab a child up in the collar and let me pull you over here and let me talk to you. She's a grown-ass woman. If she wants to sit there and curse out Ashley, that's what she wants to do. And that's one of the things I liked about Greg and Nene. Greg always had Nene's back. And Nene would be just as foul and nasty. And Greg would just be like, well. That's all you had to do, Chris. Girl, I couldn't be married to him. Me and him, I'd be like, don't ever talk to me again. Because I'm like, I got to fight you and them? No, not me. No, ma'am. No, sir. I did not like the way he was pulling. And then other people had to say, Chris. Because she wouldn't go. So I'm like, what do you guys do when you guys are alone and nobody's around and Candiace don't want to hear what you have to say? And Candiace sat there. She didn't get up from the table. She was able to curse Ashley out. Ashley called her a bitch. Nobody got upset about that. But Ashley could be worried about being called a wide body. Your own husband said you were a wide body. Your mother said you were a wide body. Whatever. When you're arguing with somebody, somebody's going to call you that. Don't try to make pregnancy the holy grail, some type of sacred condition. No. If you're out there talking crap to people are going to talk crap right back. So, and then I would have got Giselle together when she was telling you, Candiace, you want to go get your husband? Yeah, watch me go get my husband, because you don't have no husband to get, because nobody wants to be with you. That's all you had to do with Giselle. Put Giselle in her place. And because I'm trying to wrap this up here, Karen was right at the end when she said this is a pissing contest with a whole lot of urine. And that's all it is. That's all it is. So anyway, thank you guys. This was a good one. I can't wait to see the next episode. It looks like Gordon is going to get into Ashley's behind, because and he's still cool with Candiace. So for everybody getting on her, talking about Mia's mother, talking about the fact that Mia's a hoe and her husband is a pimp, he still likes Candiace. He laughs and jokes with Candiace. We see on the next episode, he's about to get into Ashley's behind. So I'm gonna see what you people, you Candiace haters, have to say once we see what Gordon is gonna do when he confronts Ashley. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry this was long, but this was a good one. Please stop by again. Please, before, if you watch this, please make sure you are subscribed. Please leave me a comment. Hit the thumbs up button. Thank you for watching. Bye.